Hi, this is Byron Brown. I'm the pastor at First Baptist Church of Inverness, Florida. We are a church that follows God prayerfully and passionately. And today I want to share with you something about worship. See, this is an interesting story in the book of Genesis. If you're familiar with Abraham and his son Isaac and what happened on the mountain where he offered Isaac as a sacrifice, I want to show you the tail end of the story. It's in Genesis chapter 22, verse 13 and 14. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him was a ram, caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered it up as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called the name of that place, the Lord will provide. As it is said to this day, on the mount of the Lord it shall be provided. Now, to our modern ears, this sounds kind of weird. Why would Abraham take his son up onto the mountain? Why would he offer him as a sacrifice? Well, to understand what's happening here, there's a couple things we have to keep in mind. First off, Isaac is the son of the covenant. God has promised Abraham that through Isaac there will be so many descendants and a great nation that there'll be more than the sand on the seashore or stars in the heaven. And yet at one point, God tells Abraham, take your son and sacrifice him. But see, it wasn't, and we see this in the book of Hebrews as well, it wasn't just Abraham saying, well, God must have changed his mind. Abraham still trusted God even when, and this is the point, things didn't make sense to him. And as he did this, he took Isaac up on the mountain, and Isaac had to carry his own wood, and there's a whole nother story there about being a living sacrifice. But the point I want to share with you today is that as Abraham took his son Isaac on top of the mountain, there are three words that come in Genesis 22 for the first time in Scripture. And I think it's important that this is the first time we see all three. The first word is love. Abraham loved his son Isaac. The second word is worship. Abraham said, I'm going up to the mountain to worship God. The third word is how God honored Abraham and said, you obeyed me. Love, worship, and obedience. You see, I think we have to have all three. One without the other two doesn't work, because to truly love is to worship. To truly worship is to obey. That's the point of this story, is that you and I have a relationship with God that means more than just lip service. It means that we trust Him, we have faith in Him, we worship Him for who He is, we obey what He says, and we love Him every step of the way. Do you love God that way? Do you trust Him no matter what, especially today? I hope you do. And I hope you have a church home. Know this, you're welcome at First Baptist Inverness. And know this beyond anything else, God does love you.